motorist community, the E20, ethanol 20 debate isn't going away anytime soon. And today, the government has made one thing absolutely clear. There will be no return to normal petrol. That's right. The centre has told that there is no proposal to bring back E10 or E10 petrol, and no decision has been taken to increase ethanol blending beyond the current 20% either. For now, E20 is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. And there is one important exception here. Premium fuel and premium fuel variants such as Indian Oil's XP100, Bharat Petroleum's Speed 100, Hindustan Petroleum's Power 100, they will all continue to remain ethanol-free. But together, these account for barely 0.5% of India's petrol sales, making them a niche option for performance vehicles. Or if you want it in your own vehicle, you'll have to cough up the extra bucks. The government has also defended its E20 policy. It says there is no widespread evidence of engine failures. Over 23 crore petrol vehicles are already running on higher ethanol blends, and whilst older vehicles may see a 3 to 5% drop in fuel efficiency, the fuel also offers a higher octane rating and improved anti-knock performance. But that's where the debate actually begins. Many motorists continue to report a sharper drop in mileage than official estimates. Owners of older vehicles worry about long-term wear and tear, fuel systems and the fuel system compatibility, and the fact that at most fuel stations today, there is simply no choice but to fill up with E20. And the government, meanwhile, argues that the ethanol program has delivered significant national gains, reducing crude oil imports, lowering carbon emissions, improving energy security, and generating additional income for farmers. It also says that there are no plans at this stage to move beyond E20 without further scientific studies and consultations. So, is E20 a necessary step towards India's energy future, or has the transition moved faster than the country's vehicle fleet was prepared for? Is the government's confidence with the latest statement justified, or do consumers deserve greater fuel choice? With me on the broadcast, Rohit Iyer, automotive content creator known as Rohit Iyer Explains. You can find him on various social media platforms. Many thanks for taking on the time, Rohit. Once again, a pleasure to have you with us. And Mr. Vikesh Gulati, Chairperson, Automotive Skill Development Council. Many thanks, Mr. Gulati, for taking on the time. Rohit, we've discussed this threadbare a couple of times. This new statement, does this change anything? Today we were, reading out some of those social media memes that were saying you shut down the metro gates at Jantar Mantar, people will start bringing out their cars, and once they do, they will also start protesting about ethanol 20. But is this going to change anything? Is this new statement, or do you think the lack of choice at the petrol pumps is still a problem that motorists, if they're not talking about right now, they will in a few months' time?
Nothing new, to be very honest. This is exactly what we expected from the government, and they have reiterated what we already expected. This was going to happen, looking at the trends of what the current government has been trying to do with the E20 implementation. And now we're aware E20 is here to stay. There is no going back to E0, E5, E10. They have mentioned that further blends, E25, E30, so on, is not going to be coming through, at least as of right now, till it is scientifically proven to be safe. Now, a couple of things that the government has mentioned. Number one, there is insubstantial evidence that E20 fuel causes any engine damage. Again, my quick question over there, and this was not addressed by the government in the parliament, is that what about fuel contamination? Because we discussed during the last session that we had last week.
You had helped us understand how that actually happens, how easy it is for fuel to get contaminated in the fuel tank, in the fuel delivery system with ethanol 20. You put it out very eloquently. I'm just here trying to understand, ever since, that last episode that we did, I'm sure you've been, making content in the community, speaking to people in the motor community. Based on those interactions, what do the people actually have to say? I mean, help us, reflect on that.
The people are very confused, rightfully so. People that are now going into the market to buy a new car, they're asking me questions. Should we buy a petrol car? Should we buy a diesel instead? For the people that ask me, should we buy a diesel instead? I'm telling them that, hey, The government actually already started whipping up diesel cars long before with age limitations. And isobutanol is coming to diesel very, very soon too.
That's right.
The moment the testing is done, it will be implemented 20%, 15% rather, 15% isobutanol will be mixed within your fuel as well. So right now, what my recommendation and even my personal choice, I have been evaluating a lot of new cars for myself to buy, and I am considering to go towards the EV options currently. And it's not because I prefer EVs over
EV, people
petrols. I
start talking
like
about infrastructure. I mean, there's another debate altogether over there. Is it,
altogether.
viable for long, journeys? Do you have the right kind of infrastructure when it comes to the electronic vehicle?
But I'll tell you what, the infrastructure that our current modern day petrol pumps have in terms of preventing fuel contamination, sometimes purposeful, sometimes due to the environment. If you start going towards cities which are not tier one, maybe not even tier two cities, you're on the highway, you don't know what they're doing with the fuel. And contamination on top of E20 fuel, it can cause reactions which our car are not prepared for.
Yeah.
And the same in top cities like Mumbai or Bangalore. If it rains heavily, water is going to be entering the fuel storage tanks of most petrol pumps, even the ones in good areas that we are used to visiting. And that is going to cause compromises to the cars, which no manufacturer, no insurance company, and not even the government, no one is prepared to have
Okay.
that conversation right now.
All right.
So it becomes a little complicated right now. And we have the option, like the government said, you have XP 100, you have Speed 100, you have Power 100, all priced around 170
Premium
rupees
fuel
per
at a
liter.
premium cost.
170 rupees per liter.
Not many can even think about affording that. Mr. Gulati, what's your assessment here? The government argues that E20 reduces oil imports, cuts emissions, supports farmers, all of those good things that the government is talking about. But does that larger national interest really justify the inconvenience that everyday consumers or everyday motorists will have to, now face?
So, very frankly, I agree the kind of confusion it has been created, and it's similar to what was there when EVs was launched. People were having so many myths, so many thoughts. Whereas as of today, if you see, ethanol is nothing new. It's been years it has been added. No doubt the percentage was less, and it has come to E20 now, and that too also it's a long time now. Practically, there is no such problem on the ground, but yes, there are a lot of confusions. And I feel somewhere we all as an industry didn't take this in a right way of a customer education before launching this. Initially, there were a lot of issues, OEMs saying that our products are not E20 compliant, there'll be problem, engine issues and service issues. But slowly and steadily, everybody came to one platform. I know you how, but everybody has now come up to a platform and started educating customer that this is not a thing which is actually against your vehicle. No doubt, you will have to maintain your vehicle well. You will have to take care of the vehicle more than you were taking before when you were not putting E20. But frankly, as a dealer or as a dealer body at FADA, we are not getting many complaints of customer walking into the workshop, authorized workshops, where they are saying that because of E20, the problem is. Like Rohit said, yes, contamination is a very, very big issue. I was just in a panel with some petrol pump owners and some other news where they were very clearly saying that today, with the kind of sensors and the automation is already there in petrol pumps, normally water cannot move out of the nozzle because that's where the automation and the judgment is there. But yes, obviously, you can't stop the rain.
It's all about the ill intent as well, Mr. Gulati. And, all these new modern age sensors, they come in the new age cars, which are again costly. What about the old cars? What about, my Maruti Ciaz that, I bought before 2023. What happens to that particular car? That's another question.
I'll be very frank. There'll be no such problem in that vehicle. But yes, you'll have to be cautious when you go for the service. As a customer, you will have to ask the person whosoever is checking your car or repairing to please check all the gaskets and the rubber parts and O-rings to be as a precaution. It's not. Nobody has yet proved.
So basically what I've understood is that let's embrace this, but let's be more mindful, and it's your job has only increased. The policy came, the fuel came, and then came our cars, but That's not the problem. Your job has increased. It's your car, it's your headache, it's your burden. Fuel for thought for all of those out there.
Yeah.
You know, Rohit, final 30 seconds, literally final 30 seconds. If you were advising motorists today, what would be your message on your content creation platform?
We don't have a choice left anymore. Go towards EVs. That's the only thing left. Fuel contamination is a massive, massive issue. It was pointed out right now that there are sensors to detect it. But if phase separation happens in the sense of ethanol separating from the petrol, mixing with the water, it becomes very, very tough for even modern day sensors to catch contaminated fuel. Fuel contamination is a big issue. Petrol is getting more and more expensive. EV infrastructure is becoming more prominent. It's becoming cheaper as well. Great subsidies on EV cars. Move towards EV. Not because it's
Move
better,
towards EV is what Rohit is saying. We don't have a choice.
Because we have no choice.
We have no choice. Both panelists saying we have no choice. I'm saying it too. Well, that's what the government is saying as well. You have a choice, but that comes at a cost. And the other thing is that it's your headache now to make sure that when your car is at the mechanic, you got to make sure that everything is checked right up to the T. So your job has increased. If you want to save your money, well, your job has increased, or buy yourself a really expensive EV. Rohit, many thanks for taking on the time yet again. Mr. Gulati, what a pleasure to have spoken to you here on News 9. As India accelerates its journey towards cleaner fuels and greater energy security, the E20 debate is unlikely to end at the petrol pump. That's the fuel for thought that we leave you with. And before we wrap up this segment, a very quick jhalak of the silver screen. We're talking about this journey from the silver screen to the political stage. Vijay's final film before his full-time political plunge. It's arrived with exactly the kind of opening his fans were hoping for. We have some new numbers for you as well. Jananayagan has begun its box office journey on a very strong note, collecting over 80 crore rupees worldwide on its opening day. In India alone, the film crossed more than 50 crore rupees, whilst overseas audiences contributed another 30 crore rupees, making it one of the biggest openings of the year. What perhaps even more remarkable is that where this film now stands is Vijay